Waheguru Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ki Fateh. There's been a lot of controversy about this new ad put out by the Gap clothing store, where a Sikh is depicted with a model to sell clothing for the Gap. Now, I and many Orthodox Sikhs consider this to be a real affront to our Sikh religion. And it is using the Sikh religion, in our opinion, to make profits for a corporation, a clothing store. Now, again, I think that we should stop the Gap from using Sikh symbols like the dastar turban for their clothing campaign to make profits. Now let's look at the ad. This is a picture of the ad. You probably see this display in most of the Gap clothing stores at this point, where you have a Sikh man with a sexy model putting her hand on top of his turban. Now, to me, and again to many Orthodox Sikhs, this symbolizes that the Gap has power over Sikhs. For many centuries, the Sikh turban has been a point of honor, a symbol of honor and prestige and power. And if anyone were to put their hand on the Sikh turban, it represents a symbolic affront and a lowering of control over the Sikhs. So we don't want this ad to continue. Again, Orthodox Sikhs, from what I have read on the comments there on Facebook and social media, say unequivocally that we have one Guru, which is in the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib, and we don't have to bow or be submissive to any other person. And when this woman is putting her hand on this Sikh's dastar or turban, then this symbolizes that the Gap and this woman are having control over this Sikh. And that is the biggest thing that Sikhs object to. So we don't want Gap, or any other corporation for that matter, to have this control over Sikhs and the Sikh religion. Now, I've started a Facebook event page where I'm encouraging Sikhs to come protest on December 5th down here in Davis. Now, a lot of Sikhs live here in this area around Sacramento and the Davis area. So I'm hoping that many Sikhs will gather on December 5th and we can protest there. I've talked to the Davis Police Department and they said that it's fine to protest there. We can't be on the private property where the Gap clothing store is, but just outside of the, on this path down there next to the clothing store. So I encourage all Sikhs to participate in this march and to join this protest page that, again, I started on Facebook there. Hope you comment on how you feel about this, and please visit my other videos too, find more information about why the Sikh religion is so important to me, and why, again, many Orthodox Sikhs feel that this is very disrespectful of Sikhs. We have a long history of pride of our religion and our Sikh turbans. It's like a crown. You wouldn't have a king having someone put their hand on his crown in a submissive way or controlling way. You ask any body language expert and they'll tell you that by doing this, putting their hand on top of somebody, you're saying submissive. think about it like little children. You put your hand on top of their head. That's showing you you're having control over them, or so they're submissive to you. And this is not what Sikhs are about. This was very disturbing to me and other Orthodox Sikhs when we saw this ad, how this woman was clearly trying to control the Sikh and trying to control other Sikhs who might see this. And sadly, many of these Sikh boys who come from India, they want to be accepted by mainstream society, and they think that by having this ad out there that shows a Sikh, that they'll be more accepted. The reality is quite different. Believe me, I'm in a unique position that I grew up in America, and I know how these big corporations work. They're not interested in promoting Sikh values or like family and belief in one God. They're only interested in making money. And if they can show that a Sikh has been subdued by these attractions of sex, as is clearly indicated in this ad. We've got the woman here pulling on his shirt with his chest open. And these are things that young Sikh boys may not know when they come here to this country. They're thinking only in terms of being accepted, but beware of these big corporations. They're only interested in making money and to integrate the Sikhs into their buying mentality. What they want people, especially young boys, to do is to think, oh, we need to buy more clothing, more and more stuff in order to be attractive and to be accepted by the white Western females. So beware of that, and we want to stop this kind of image being portrayed. It's really very, very disturbing, and to me and other Sikhs who are more traditional than maybe some of these other Punjabis that come here. If you look at the comments on the Facebook page that I started, you'll see a wide variety of different people who have commented. And I will have to say that most of the women who commented that are Sikhs, I'd say all, in fact, all of the women Sikhs have said that they're opposed to this ad. Whereas many of the Sikh boys who most of them have cut hair and they're not really Orthodox Sikhs, they support the ad because they're young and they're interested in being attractive and being have the attractions of the women from the West. That's the sad reality. And so they've sold out to these Western ideas of sex before marriage and to have many girlfriends. It's very disturbing. And for myself, who I am really dedicated to the Sikh religion, and I spend a lot of time, energy, and money to promote true values in the Sikh religion, again, it's very disturbing. I have written a book, it's called Confessions of an American Sikh, in which I talk about my experiences and how I came to have this view. I'm not trying to push my book here necessarily. In fact, I'll send you a free copy if you want. It's available on Amazon for 99 cents. But just write me and I'll send you a free copy if you don't want to pay for it. But in there I describe how I came to believe what I now believe and how I know these things. From my experience of 56 years, I've learned a lot. And I'm hoping that people will not have to go through what I went through. There was a time when I was interested in being in the movie industry and being a character actor as a Sikh. And I quickly saw, this was when I was in my 20s, I quickly saw that this is not the way to promote yourself and to be known as someone who's part of this really kind of sleazy kind of industry. And this is what this gap is ultimately promoting is that you buy into all of this Western ideas of material gain. Well, thank you for your time, and I hope you watch my other videos and read the book. Waheguਰੂ Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguਰੂ Ji Ki Fateh.